Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. Well, hello tubers, hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. I couldn't resist doing this video because it's been one hell of a month. It's actually been one hell of a year. Conservatives are now winning. Yeah, I want to announce it because it's so damn true. And we can thank Bud Light, we can thank the Supreme Court, we can thank all sorts of stuff. But Bud Light especially really got me thinking, because if it wasn't for wokeness that became the jokeness, the joke's really on them. And it's just showing the madness and how conservatives really haven't changed as the liberals that have changed. Conservatives have always just been conservatives. It's the liberals that have gone further left, further left, further left, further left, further left, and now they're so woke. And people with just regular common sense have always understood this and realized it's just silly. And the silliness is biting them in the butt. But let's celebrate the victories. Bud Light, of course, in the tank. They are hurting so bad. And they are in that catch-22 position where they can't even apologize, because now the left-wingers that really want the Bud Light, they are upset that they're not supporting Mulvaney, the performance artist. So they're stuck between not being able to say much, because the left will hate them now, as they do, as the right hates them now, as we have. So what are they going to do? They are stuck, and we are now drinking so many other brands of beer. Good for us, victory. But let's talk about the Supreme Court. Now we are back to a meritocracy, where merit means something, especially when it comes to the universities and colleges. I know when I got admitted to the various colleges and universities that I matriculated in, it was based on merit. Yes. Of course, I'm a Canadian. What did they do? Look at my skin color and say, hey, you're white, back of the line? No, they looked at my GPA, my grade point average. Of course, the thing that the left doesn't realize is how this quota system with racism in the U.S. college and university system was really a slap in the face to one race, and that was Asians. Asians that come from really hard-working families where their parents motivated them to do very well, especially in math and science. And of course, everybody knew that they would kick everybody else's butts in terms of admissions. So what did they do? No, they piped down those Asian scores, admit the minorities, because they didn't want a meritocracy. No, they did not want college admissions to be based on merit. Of course, that's racism when you are discriminating against an entire race of people from the many countries of Asia that happen to live in North America. What a slap in the face it's been to those hardworking Asian people who tried to get into college. It was horrible. So now we can thank the Supreme Court, stacked with conservatives now. Thank you very much. It's all going to be merit. All merit-based. Don't matter whether you are black, white, red, Asian. Don't matter. Don't matter. All about the GPA. Thank goodness we're moving back to the meritocracy. Score one for the conservatives. And let's get talking about the conservative majority win on the freedom of conscience and freedom of expression when it comes to forcing somebody to make a website for something that you morally do not agree with. Yeah. Now this is actually a win for the conservatives and the liberals, but the liberals never really understand. They're always very myopic with their viewpoint and just thinking only about their agenda. But the reality is, the most recent win about that web designer who didn't want to make websites regarding people that were other than opposite gender unions and marriages. Well, the reality is you can't compel speech, and it is free speech in terms of creative endeavors that people do on the internet. You cannot force people to do this. And the reality is, if the liberals would take a step back and realize that, hey, if somebody with a far right agenda approached them, who was a left-wing web designer, and said, hey, I need you to build this for me. Well, they now have the legal right to say, nay, it is against my moral prerogatives, my moral beliefs, yada, 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 because it's not compelled. I think it's a victory for the left and the right. But of course, only the right, we celebrate it. The left are so entrenched with their rhetoric and agenda that they don't even realize it's a victory for them too. But we, as the conservatives, can celebrate the victory. Everywhere I turn, I see the tide changing. Here in my home country of Canada. Of course, we swing from the left and to the right quite often. Many conservative prime ministers over the years. A lot of Americans forget that we've had many conservative prime ministers, starting from the very first one, John A. Macdonald. But the latest polls are showing a big backlash against Justin Trudeau. Good, good, good. Turning the page. We're slowly turning the page. And look at with Biden. Just, what was it, a day and a half ago? Cocaine in the White House in the West Wing. Did Hunter Biden leave some of his nose candy behind? I don't know. You put your comments in down below. How come this has never happened before in the White House? A little bit of cocaine's caught in the White House in the West Wing. Hey, what up with that? Typical for the Biden administration, because he's like Weekend at Bernie's. He's like a corpse that they just move around and everybody else is probably making the decisions. Meanwhile, they're having party time with the nose candy in the West Wing while the chief is away, because he wasn't there at the time when they found it. I guess they thought it might have been anthrax or something like that. But oh no! Anthrax might have been good. No, it was something worse. But we're winning. And can we feel smug? Yes, indeed we can. Yes, we can. Because that's the way the political winds are. They blow one way, they blow the other way, and now we are winning because it is a victory of common sense. And common sense always has to prevail. Look, I'm German. I know all about the history of Germany in the first half of the 20th century. Are we proud of it? No, we're not. Did we learn something? Yes, we did. That's why the political winds, they blow from the far right, sometimes even to the far left. But the common sense is right in the middle, especially that mucky middle of common sense conservatives. We all know which way is up. And yeah, it's just a great, great time to be alive and to see how the winds are changing and that conservatives are now winning. And the victories will keep adding up. If you have a victory, a conservative victory that we need to know about, you also put that down in the comment section, because I'm only just brushing over this stuff. There are many more smaller victories out there. But things are getting better, and I am so proud of it, and I needed to just do this video and extol the virtues of conservatism, because we all knew how this was going to play out, and it's playing out the way we thought. It's all nonsense, and we're all happy that we're getting the power back. Because do you really want these left-wing wackos running the world? No! We all know how they do things. Just tax and spend and silly drag time, story time for the kids. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Anyway, you put your comments down below. Hope you're doing well. Beautiful, hot, hot, hot night here in Western Canada. Hope you're doing well. Put your comments down below. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
Thank you.